got like a wacky rig and
Oh,
some
excellent.
Nico rig here, and so I could just talk about that real quick.
Excellent. Okay, here we go. Welcome back, guys. I hope you guys are having a blessed day today. You know it's iCast week, and I know this is. Let me turn down my microphone because I know somebody complained about it yesterday. Heaven forbid you should not hear me properly. But it is iCast week. Usually we're here in Florida and we go do our stuff. But I've been trying to get some interviews to show you guys some of the new products. And one of the new products that I found interesting was from Spearpoint Hooks. And Erik, who's going to be with us here in a second, is going to join us and tell us more about it. So if you're out there, go to spearpointhooks.com and check it out. But for now, let's talk to Erik. Erik, good morning. Hold on, I got to give you applause. Erik, how are you?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, bro. How are you? Good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. First off, let me ask, I know we talked a little bit beforehand. iCast is going well for you. Tell us a little bit about how the whole process has been going for y'all.
It is. So far, we're getting some good feedback from our hooks. Meeting a lot of great people, I guess, through like a virtual hello type thing instead of in person hello. But, it's working. We're happy with it. We're moving forward. We're just going well. We're real excited for it.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Who got you introduced into the outdoors, and how did you get into now making hooks?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So, like everybody that fishes stories, it started with my dad taking me fishing.
That's awesome.
Nothing special for fishing, but he liked trout fishing, so he used to go to the lake and go fishing. As I get older, my friends started getting into bass fishing and getting into tournaments. And therefore, like, I got monkey see, monkey do thing. Like, I'm still going to hang out with my buddies. And so then I started getting into fishing, and one thing led to it next, and started fishing tournaments and going from there. And it's been nonstop since, really taking over.
Now, how did you get started into making hooks? Was there something? That's the key to this.
Yeah, so that happened with every fisherman's story has that lost fish story.
Yeah.
And that's what this derived from, that lost fish heartache. Art, my partner, him and I were fishing a series. Nugent is a circuit out here in California. And we were number one in the Travelers region for our circuit. And there was a couple hundred boats there. And a couple fish we had in a tournament, those lost fish stories happened. And it was just so, like, we went from first to fourth place. We got out of the money, out of the everything. And it really bummed us out, and we knew those key fish were crucial to us. And we hit the drawing board, me being a graphic artist myself, started hitting the table and drawing these things. And it derived literally from the heartache of losing a fish. And when we hit the drawing board, we went as far as when we started making these things about 4 years ago. We got wire spools and started creating these things by hand.
Oh. And
just to get the angles right. And after multiple testing and getting multiple actual tests now, which is about 3.5 years later, and we're real happy with the results for it. I mean, the problem we're looking for is solving the lost fish, and so far the results we've had have been really amazing.
How you started talking about the process and you were creating with wire. How long of a process has it been from start to where you are now?
Yeah, we're about 3.5 years into it I should say probably closer to 4 years from when it originally started into now. And that's from like the beginning stages until final. And then the past probably a little over a year, we've been testing these hooks and making sure everything's dialed in and tweaking and doing modifications here and there. And now it's solid, man. We've had a bunch of people testing these things for us, and phenomenal results.
So what makes this so much different than your regular EWG hook? I mean, I have the picture up there already, but what makes it?
The EWG is what you got?
Yeah, well, I think so, yes.
Okay.
This is one I got I should say I got this one off the iCast video.
Oh, okay. That's our GP finesse.
Okay.
So our GP finesse stands for general purpose finesse, which is a general purpose finesse fishing application. There's a couple things that happen, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm going to use my hand as best as I can. I know it's hard on the computer. But so we have the V-grip. And what it is, we designed this V-grip to pin fish in there. And we went in and designed these angles so when a fish hits, it sinks to the V. And using physics and the application of torque and pressure, the fish sinks in there, and it just gets, like, stuck. In addition to that, we also created the eye of the hook to be in line with the V of the hook. So as that torque and pressure is done, there's a minimum stress on the line, and it's literally designed for maximum holding power. And what we're finding is when these fish hit and they're fighting, normally a J hook, and there's nothing wrong with any brand out there. Let me say that first. There's nothing wrong with anybody, and I'm not knocking anybody, but this is just why we feel ours is a performance hook rather than a basic J.
Yeah.
So when you hit right here in this V, we're finding out that this is turning back through, and it's piercing back in, and it looks. If you can see that, it looks like this, which is a staple.
Yeah.
And we're calling it the staple effect. And we got some pictures like that on our social media. And when these things staple in, it's game over, man. They can't come out. It's amazing. They're super sticky sharp. The points don't roll. There's just so many good features about this hook that it's a win-win no matter any way you look at it.
Now, do they come in? What sizes do they come in? Are they?
Yeah,
do you have like 1 to 5, or what's the size?
Yeah,
range?
so we'll have various sizes. So for the GP Finesse, we're gonna have number 3 up into 2.0, and then for the EWG, we're gonna have 2.0 through 5.0, and then we're obviously it's gonna move forward. This is just the debut of these hooks. We're gonna have multiple sizes of wire. We're actually in the process right now of designing the most wicked flipping hook you'll ever see, and some trebles that are pretty dang cool. So those are coming here this next year.
Now, there are different. I know there's different ways you can take the general purpose one and rig it. So can you show us some of those and explain how to do it?
Yeah. So I know there's multiple ways to rigging it, but I'll show you two things. So the wacky rig. This has an O-ring on there. Just a single O-ring for now. I like throwing a double O-ring just because it sits a little different, but we'll show the single. So this O-ring sits perfect into that V. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yes.
I'm trying to do the best I can. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
It sits perfect. So with this V, you're getting the maximum amount of bait function. The bait doesn't slide up and down like your traditional J. And another thing, when a J fish hits a J, there's room for it to slide around on that J part. It can shake the hook easier. When it gets stuck in this V, it doesn't go anywhere. And when these fish hit, so it's there now in the V. When a fish hits it, it slides down. And there's so much gap here for them to hit. It just, the hookup ratios for these things are just phenomenal. It's amazing, man. And then the next thing is like a drop shot. So you got your typical 4-inch worm. They stay hooked, and that's barely on there, and it's not going anywhere. In the bait function, they stay there. It just, you can throw cast after cast after cast, and they just perform every time. Swim bait, swim bait.
Yeah,
they hold it so well. If you want to drop shot that, a Nico rig, that's like, I don't know about you guys, but over here that's like becoming a real popular.
Yeah, real popular.
California still, and it just works and performs. It's everything about a performance hook is what we made. There's a lot that goes into it, and we feel that we made the ultimate performance fishing hook. And it's like comparing a J hook as a regular car, and we're going to be the Ferrari. Is how I like to describe it. And there's nothing wrong with either. It's just one's going to perform when you hit the track, when you hit the water. And the EWG, a cool feature about the EWG, has everything else the GP Finesse does. But the EWG, we installed a little tiny bait keeper barb, and you can see I'm pushing there, and it holds the bait just enough to have maximum function as well.
Let me see that again. Yes.
So this is our EWG.
Okay.
And this bad boy. And so when I take it here, and put my shirt up so you can see a little bit of my. Here you go. So when I go with this little bait barb, I'm pushing down on there.
Yeah.
And it's stuck. And when I rig one up, well, I have one rigged already. Here's a fluke.
Oh, perfect.
Well, in this case, the KVD, what are they? The sexy shads?
Yeah.
I think that's what they're called. They rig so beautifully. And when you take this off, I'll just take it off here. It doesn't just slide off like a typical hook does. It stays there. But it's not so much like a flipping hook where it's, stuck in there and chew up your bait. It holds it just enough to perform the way it needs to perform. And it's it's amazing, man. We're real happy with everything about the hooks, and we hope we can get it back into anglers' hands and they could really experience the benefit of using our hooks.
So when is the process of getting them out to the public for people to see?
Yeah, so right now we are looking like the beginning of September. They'll be available for public. They should be across most stores. We've had a lot of good results with the stores across pretty much everywhere in the nation carrying them. But and then our website, of course, you can always go to spearpointhooks.com to purchase them if your store doesn't have them.
Yeah. Now, how expensive are they?
Yeah, so the excuse me, the GP Finesse is going to retail for $5.19.
Okay.
And it comes in a 6-pack.
Oh, nice.
So a 6-pack, so to speak. And then the wide gap is $5.39, and that also comes in a 6-pack.
Yeah, normally you get, I think, 3 hooks per pack generally.
Yeah. We wanted to, being fishermen ourselves, we understand what fishermen need. And we're competitive guys. We've been fishing for a long time. Art's been fishing for tournaments for like 15 years or something. And we understand that anglers need certain things to keep them on the water and to keep them performing and coming back. Whether you're fishing tournaments, you're fishing from the bank, it doesn't matter. You still need to be taken care of. And that's where we come. And one of the little things we did, one more hook.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost us much more. It's worth it for you guys to get that one extra hook inside there.
And I don't know if this is going to be an odd question. They're a great price, by the way. Everyone keeps putting that on the comments. They kind of look. Have you ever seen those? Like 4 or 5 years ago, they came out with a trapper hook. How do you differ? How much different is it from what they did? Because I don't think they're around anymore.
Yeah, they I know a little bit about them. We have no connection with them at all. We are our own DNA of hook.
Okay.
We are our own innovation. We have no connection with those guys. I don't want to have any connection with those guys.
Yeah, I don't think they're in business.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So Trapper is a square, and
okay.
We're a V.
Yes.
And if you ever take one and hold it up, you can see there's clear differences between the two. I know there were some issues that Trapper had that I know we don't have. I'm not ever going to talk negative about another company. Just that's not my style. But we're different. And comparing us would be wrong just because we're a performance hook.
Yeah.
We're shaped like a V.
Yeah.
And our hooks work. That's all.
Yeah. Well, having 4 years of testing behind it goes to show just itself.
Right.
Did you ever do any comparison like you use? This is another odd question. You use the spear point, and your buddy who's fishing with you in the back use like a regular hook. Did you ever do any comparisons like in hookup ratio one versus the other?
I do have some stories like that. There's not a lot of them, just because usually if they're fishing with me, they're tying off my hooks.
Yeah.
But when we were going through the beginning stages, my buddy, I didn't give him any, and I just it just happens.
You're like, screw you, dude.
Something that I didn't have, and he throws it on and he loses the fish, and I'm sitting there just slaying him on the GP, just catching these fish, and I look at him, I was like, dude, like, here I don't know, my bad, I should have given you some of these. And he's like, dude, and now as soon as I gave them to my buddies, they're like, I'm never going back to another hook. Like, I can't. And so it's those stories are far and few between, just because obviously I have the hook company, and I what I do, so I try not to have other hooks in my boat unless, we don't have every application yet, so it's understandable. I can't use them for everything. Mm-hmm. But for most applications I fish, I try to have my hooks on when I'm doing it.
So is it just the 2 series? You have the EWG and the general purpose ones to start off with? And you're in the process of continuing with the trebles and stuff like that?
Yep. Yeah, we're in the process of doing the whole design part right now for our flipping hook, which is just nasty looking. It is a really cool looking flipping hook. We're like stoked to show everybody that. And then the trebles, those are both in the works right now for next year release.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on the success that you're having already. Thank you for doing this. I would say everyone go over to spearpointhooks.com. Check my stupid thing just fell off of me. That just irritated the Nikes out of me. Go to spearpointhooks.com and check it out. Do you have some? I think I saw a video on there of the performance and some other stuff on your website this morning.
Yeah, man, we just dropped our hype video, which is pretty cool. It just really shows, everything in bass fishing is performance. Are your hooks performance? So go check out that hype video. I think you guys will like it. It's pretty cool.
So everyone go check out that. They'll be out here in a couple months. So if you're interested, go to spearpointhooks.com and you can purchase them there, or probably Tackle Warehouse and those kind of places, I would imagine too.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you very much for doing this. I wish you all the best of luck. If there's anything we could ever do, when you get the new treble hooks and you want to do another interview, we'd love to have you.
I will, man. Hey, Steve, I appreciate it so much, and tell everybody thank you for tuning in. We look forward to giving you guys some hooks sometime.
Thank you very much, man. Oh, before I let you go, what's the fishing like in California right now?
In some lakes it's awesome, in other lakes it's horrible.
Really?
Obviously Clear Lake. We got Clear Lake here. That lake is on fire.
Is it? I mean, I hear more rumors about Clear Lake lately, because I actually thought that maybe Bass might reschedule one of their tournaments to go to Clear Lake this year.
Oh, dude, that'd be so sick. I would love that.
Is it just big fish? I mean, what do they, other than using your hooks, what is the bait of choice when you go fish out there?
It depends the time of year, but swim baits are big there.
Yeah. Giant swim baits? Like the glide baits?
Giant swim baits. That's, California, man. Throwing those big depths 250s and big 8-inch, 10-inch HUDs.
Oh. They just hammer them, I imagine.
Oh, yeah, they do. We got McClure, we got Don Pedro, Maloney's, the Motherlode region, got the Delta. We're just so stacked with the lakes. We're so blessed having those here.
Yeah. I need to get out there and fish, but that's a long way from me. It's a long way from me.
If you do, you got to call me, man. We'll take you to some good spots.
I would appreciate that. Well, everyone, again, go check out spearpointhooks.com. Eric, thank you again for doing this. I'm going to hit exit, and I'll talk to you off air. But thank you again. Guys, go check them out.
See ya.
See ya.